I'm terribly sorry for all that hassle. I should have taken more precautions. Yes, thank you. Just a bit shaken. The beasts must have somehow escaped during the night. When I woke up, they were already prowling the territory. I bolted the door and sat inside, hoping they'd leave. But, well, it's a good thing you showed up. Otherwise, I'd have had to choose between starvation and being mauled. Their pen, of course. The beasts were... my test subjects. I was sure they were significantly weakened and wouldn't pose much of a danger. I must have miscalculated. It's a bit of a shame they're all dead. I'll have to start everything from scratch. After the autopsies, of course. I lured them. They may be built differently and are quite tough, but most of them still need to eat, and they are susceptible to certain poisons. That's an interesting question. Perhaps they've been in captivity long enough to forget the concept of freedom. Or maybe they've claimed this place as their territory, and the only thing that changed was their living conditions. Or perhaps they were just dumb beasts waiting for the closest source of food to leave the house. I suppose we'll never know. The weirdness and life itself. I don't know if you've ever dissected a weird beast, but their bodies are quite fascinating. Nothing is in its rightful place, and, for all intents and purposes, they shouldn't even be alive. And yet, there they are, prowling and growling. It's a bit of a miracle, don't you think? Well, I suppose, given the nature of your encounters with them, your skepticism is not unfounded. But if you ever have the chance to look deeper, I do encourage experimentation. Nonsense. Where else would I conduct my experiments? I'd rather endanger just myself instead of, say, the entire population of Kunakt. Oh, did he? Well, if the guild is so impatient for results, they should have sent someone sooner. Now all my beasts are gone, and I'm still missing a crucial ingredient. Yes, I suppose you are. I'm sorry for my outburst. It's been a stressful couple of days. You see, weird beasts are unique creatures. The spark of life they carry is as twisted as it is relentless. I believe it can be extracted and transferred, creating a being capable of living in the weirdness without succumbing to its corruption. With everything that's been happening on Avalon, I believe this is the only way we can survive. The pigs can already do that. Well, yes, but they hardly escape disfigurement and corruption, do they? Besides, they only skirt the edges of the weirdness. They don't dwell deep within the fog. If I succeed, humans will be able to live in the weirdness freely, no matter how dense it becomes. The heart of a Fae, well, the Fae, to be precise. I'm not interested in the heart of some half-feral beast from the host. I need something far more powerful. I've heard of a Fae that calls itself Foxglove. It dwells in the roots of an ancient tree, lurking for unsuspecting travelers. Supposedly, it's cunning and quite vicious. If you bring me its heart, you won't just be doing me a favor. You'll be aiding all of Avalon. Me? Of course not. I'm just a scientist. I doubt I'd have survived such an encounter. I've only heard rumors. They might be exaggerated, of course, but I wasn't going to risk my life just to satisfy my curiosity. They are powerful beings that seem to only half belong to Avalon. They have their own realm, and don't appear to care much about the weirdness. They are a missing piece of the puzzle, I think. I may be wrong, but every theory must be tested, shouldn't it? Splendid, I assure you. If everything goes as planned, the guild will hail us both as heroes.
My, what a lovely mortal he sent my way. Such a silly man, that Phaedros. Does he truly think I can't tell one of you from another? I can smell him on you. The sharp stench of fear and the desperation of a mortal who knows his time is running out. And that cloying trace of hope, as if he truly believes some poor soul could rescue him from the mess he's made. All his putrid human weaknesses cling to you like you're his last lifeline. It's truly pathetic. But of course, you could even say we're quite close. After all, I granted him his greatest wish. And in return, he promised me a small piece of his sad, mortal life. Only now it seems he's trying to weasel out of the deal. It's a bit insulting, don't you think? Mortals. I should have known better than to trust him. He swore to leave Avalon for 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days to serve me in my domain. Exactly! I can't understand why he's making such a fuss. Time here flies by so quickly. Unlike in the court, where a year can feel like a century. Oh, maybe he's not as foolish as I thought. Knowledge, of course. A lofty dream of saving Avalon by filling it with monstrous beings. On the one hand, it sounds delightful. On the other, it's a bit of a waste. You see, in my realm, mortals can live as long as we wish them to. A few adjustments here and there, and they can serve us indefinitely. Yet you mortals always believe that death is your escape, even though we tell you time and again that a deal once made cannot be unmade. Phaedros thought it could work on Avalon too. He was only half right, which is why his results turned out rather beastly. Well, you take a creature that shouldn't be alive, yet is, and you combine it with the human spark that has such a relentless drive for survival. The results are quite curious. Part beast, part human. Overall nothing that should ever grace this realm. Or any other, really. But he kept trying, that fool, and kept returning here, ranting that I tricked him and trying to break the deal. I gave him the knowledge he craved. Nothing more, nothing less. How he used it? That's not my responsibility, is it? They were misery given form, driven by instinct and rudimentary intelligence. So, who knows? Maybe they were just regular mortals after all. Oh, my poor sweet thing. That's just how mortals are. They use, they lie, and they'll do anything to save their own skin. Now, don't fret. I don't blame you for falling for Phaedros' little ruse. In fact, how about we make a deal? How about I give you a little something, and you take it straight to his hidey hole? Then he can bear the consequences for trying to fool us both. What do you say? Oh, you see, Phaedros is being quite the foolish man, thinking he can hide from me. Well, truth be told, he is succeeding at the moment, but I am nothing if not patient. Still, when an opportunity presents itself, it would be foolish not to take it. Oh, wonderful. Here, take my eye. Bring it straight to Phaedros. And don't worry, I'll know when you're near. He'll be dealt with swiftly, and your reward will be waiting. Now, run along, little mortal. You killed him! How could you? He was mine to punish, mine to torment. We had a deal.
I'm sorry, but Phaedros misled you. He belonged to the guild, which means his life and his services weren't his to give away.
What? That can't be true. I never saw any of his supposed masters with him.
That's because he escaped our supervision and has been hiding from us ever since. Any deals he made in that time are void, and the punishment for disobedience is death.
I see. You mortals are crueler than I thought. You. Did you know about this? Of course not. Just once I'd like to meet a mortal who's not completely useless. Reward? What reward? Phaedros is dead. The deal is off. You... Fine, fine! Take your reward. I hope it serves you well. I'm done dealing with mortals. With any luck, you'll all be dead in a century or so.
So, you're the one Phaedros dragged into his madness. Apologies for the mess. I'm in the middle of cleaning up. I'm Alma, the alchemist. Pleased to meet you. I won't deny I'd have preferred to meet under much more favorable circumstances. I feel a bit like I've been caught at the scene of a crime, which, in a sense, I have. Although, in my defense, if we're speaking of crimes, this one is twofold. Phaedros's reckless experiments had to be stopped. The Guild warned him repeatedly that he was crossing the line. Unfortunately, yes, the rules of our guild are clear. Crossing the established boundaries results in consequences, and those consequences grow more severe with greater transgressions. It's not like he wasn't warned. He knew exactly what he was doing and the risks involved. Believe me, taking measures like this brings me no joy. But we can't keep constant control over everyone. There are certain acts that simply cannot be forgiven. Phaedros was a threat, not just to himself and the Guild, but to others as well. I'm sorry it had to come to this. First, I need to finish cleaning up here and prepare Phaedros for a proper burial. I'll also secure the rest of his research and materials to ensure they don't fall into the wrong hands. And then I'll have to write a report. Ugh, I hate paperwork. There are so many better ways to spend my time. And then we'll talk about your next assignment. Now, that's better. Shame our meeting had to be under these circumstances. Believe me, not all alchemists act like Phaedros. You seem all right, though. Charles's calm demeanor confirms that. Tell me, what made you join the Guild? Then you might like the Dalriata approach. They specialize in brewing potions that can enhance one's abilities. Interesting people. You've already met one of them, Tyrannus. But anyway, what do you need? Lately, situations like this have been happening far too often. Some alchemists within our ranks are starting to rebel. Or they're coming up with utterly ridiculous ideas. I really hope this doesn't become a recurring pattern. To answer your question, unfortunately, yes, it was necessary. The rules of our guild set clear boundaries. Crossing them results in a response from us, one that becomes more severe the greater the transgression. That's my role. Let's just say I'm a sort of guardian of alchemical ethics. But more seriously, I was assigned to this task. Apparently, I'm the best at playing nanny to misfits like us. Charles is my Croakmore, though he's far from a typical specimen of his kind. He won't bite your hand off, unless, of course, he senses ill intent. At the moment, he trusts you, which is rather uncommon. I wouldn't call the process taming. It was something different. Let's say it involved a more invasive intervention. I found Charles just after he was born, abandoned by his mother, so I took him in. It was the perfect chance to examine his brain. While working on his exposed skull, I had to disrupt the areas responsible for his sense of belonging and aggression. If this were a question, I would say it's a valid one. To be honest, I don't know the exact answer. I assume it all depends on perspective. If we accept that the brains of living beings are a kind of biological mechanism, then perhaps I managed to redirect the function of that mechanism. so that it operates based on different needs and perceives its place in the world differently. Yes, that seems likely. All I understand is that it's a form of ancient magic, supposedly discovered by Merlin, who used it to repel the weirdness. A menhir with burning weird fire can repel the weirdness on a far larger scale than a simple bonfire fueled by ethereal cobweb. Unfortunately, that's everything I know. As an alchemist, these are mysteries far beyond my knowledge or expertise. The hierarchical structure of the regular Camelosian guilds isn't something we strictly adhere to in the Alchemist Guild. Each of us has freedom in our research, as long as we don't violate ethical guidelines. It's hard to say. While we share a guild, not all of us keep in regular contact. Many members aren't as open about their affiliation as I am. They have their own lives and obligations, some of which might be highly conflicting. I'm trying to conduct field research, but the last few weeks have been exceptionally frustrating. I lack the necessary specimens, and I'm not exactly equipped to gather them myself. I'm skilled with a lancet, not a sword. I heard you're trustworthy. But first, a warning. The task I have for you is unpleasant and messy. It involves extracting brain matter, but before you even get to that part, you'll need to risk your life to get close enough. I need brain centers from 3 creatures. A Nookalivi, a human infected with the Red Death, and a villager touched by the weirdness. I've heard stories about peasants on farmlands near Kunacht. They were unlucky that the Menhir stopped protecting the place where they lived. I'll reward you for each of the 3 brains, as long as they're intact. A bloody pulp is better suited as a snack for Charles. Each one ties into my field of study and interests. The Nookalivi is the result of the Red Priest's experiments, likely involving the weirdness. As for the afflicted humans, I suspect significant brain alterations occur during contact with the weirdness, as well as in the final stages of the Red Death. The Red Priests have written studies, but I'd like to see for myself.
Gil and I talked. You know, I never thought he had it in him. I know he didn't kill the old bastard on purpose, but that was some quick thinking. Still, I wish he hadn't felt like he had to keep it to himself all those years. Not much. Grandad beat me until I passed out. It was probably the closest he came to killing me. When I woke up, I was in pain. Grandad was gone, and Gil just patched me up and then acted like nothing had happened. We never said a word about it. I guess we both wanted to forget, just for different reasons. No, we talked about it, and the only thing keeping him here was Gil. But I promised to back down a bit, let him do his own thing. He's gone to talk to Yvain's master of horses about taking him as an apprentice. I'll miss him, but I guess it'll do us both good. Thank you for what you've done for us. May the All-Mother bless you.
Oh? And where'd you hear a tale like that? I didn't know our stories had travelled so far. The Camelosians prefer to call us heartless beasts only capable of destruction. But I suppose a tale about creating a heart in the fires of a forge is something only another blacksmith would believe and appreciate. So, that Beor, tell me about him. Aye, that's the way of it. A heart given to those creatures is never whole when it returns. If it returns at all, they drain every joy, every spark, leaving what's left little more than a brittle husk. I'm sorry your friend bears that burden. He used iron, didn't he? Iron's too brittle. Steel's no better. It's cold, lifeless. To forge a heart, you need metal that is alive. You need a metal that will sing as your heart sings when you see the smile of a loved one. Twice. Once for a man whose wife's heart had been frozen by an ice weaver. He feared it would shatter, so I made her a new one. The other, well, it beats in my beloved's chest as his beats in mine, both forged in the same fire, bound to the forge as much as to each other. Aye, it's the only metal fit for such a task. But weird steel alone isn't enough. It must be woven with ethereal cobwebs, threads that will give the heart its strength. Bring me those and I'll forge the heart. After that, it will need to be filled. But that task will fall to you. Good. Give me a moment to find the right song. I haven't lost my touch. Here, your friend will have a strong, beautiful heart. At least in terms of craftsmanship. The rest is up to you. The art is just an empty vessel. It needs to be filled to start beating. Life, of course. A heart must be full of life to start beating. But we'll talk about that when you return. Well, there are two ways. Through death or through sacrifice. You can pour some of your own life into the art. It'll weaken you, sure, but I'd say some sacrifices are worth making. Besides, I believe it will give you another kind of strength, something far more valuable than what you've lost. No, of course not. You can fill it with the life of creatures you kill, but it'll take some time. A life torn away is far less willing than a life freely given, and I can't say what effect it'll have on Bayor. It's not a method we use often. If you want to fill it up with the energies of things you kill, just hold it up when you fight. It will collect life, and at some point, will give you a sign that it's beating again. Come to me and I'll bind life to the heart. If you decide to fill it with your own energy, just tell me. Either way, come back with either a full heart or when you make up your mind. Of course. This part never gets old. Remember, don't resist it. Let go of your instincts and focus on the heart. You'll feel a bit weak afterward, but don't worry. Strength can always be rebuilt. Here, feel how warm it is. It will serve Bayor well.
New around here, huh? I'd offer you a job, but you don't look like someone who needs to count every coin. Besides, the folks here wouldn't let an outsider take their work. Keeping an eye on the goods Connacht provides to strengthen the capital. We're gathering what we can, timber, supplies, and soon, the men here. Then we'll take the people and head back to Camelot. We're building a home there, for Avalonians who want to escape the wordness. It's getting worse by the day, I tell you. Then they'll die, sooner rather than later. Don't get me wrong, I understand. This is their home, their land. But if they want to live, they need to come with us. Otherwise, the wordness will take them, and trust me, nobody wants to end up like that. Appreciate you asking. There is one small thing if you're up for it. Since I can't leave my post and my friend Bryn needs these gauntlets right away, I need a courier. That's you. Don't worry, he'll pay you. Though if we're being fair, it should be my coin since I bought him this pair, but I'd rather he have them now than wait. A friend of mine, he also guards workers nearby, under that old oak they call Merlin for some reason. People of Connacht are a strange bunch. Poor guy's stuck there all day and his workers are as talkative as mine, meaning not at all. He even helps them sometimes. That's how he ruined his gauntlets. If he doesn't get them back, he'll waste away from boredom.
You look familiar. Yeah, you're Sioran's kid, aren't ya? Yeah, that's it. You look a lot like him. Yeah, sorry about your father, but trust me, those priests mean well. They took him to the island asylum to cure him, He'll return whole and healthy. What are you doing here? Did the Camelotians drag you to work here too? What's the point in working like that? Back in the old days, we respected each other's work. Really? I could have sworn you were his kid. Oh well, my mistake. In that case, good for you. Sioran's a terrible bastard and a swindler. They brought in machines and soldiers to keep order. You must have seen them. I don't know if you've heard, but they're planning to move us to Camelot. They say it has something to do with the men here and the weirdness. But I don't buy it. Sounds like utter crap to me. I say they should back off and stop sticking their noses where they don't belong, eh? Or they might smell something their royal noses aren't prepared for. Sure.
Need anything? Sorry, I don't have much time to talk. I have lots of work to do. With all the sabotage lately, we're already behind schedule. I was hoping we'd be getting ready to head out to Borough by now. Now, I'm not even sure it'll happen. Wouldn't surprise me if Camelot just took the men here and left the rest of us behind. Yeah, when Camelot started looking for workers here, I was the first to sign up. And truth be told, there weren't many others. But Sign said I made the right call. Promised she'd help secure a good spot for us in Borough. There's no point staying here. Even if the weirdness doesn't come, there's nothing left for us to do. Soon we'll be begging on the streets. This is no place to raise a family. Nah, and a lot of folk aren't too happy with those of us who signed up willingly. If they want to waste their lives here, fine. But that doesn't give them the right to treat us like traitors. Wait, actually, could you do me a favor? It's nothing major. Could you drop by my house and let my wife, Enora, know she'll have to pick up my wages from Sign again? I won't be able to make it on time in the next few days. I'll mark the directions on your map. Thanks for the help.
What are you poking around here for? You're one of them, aren't you? You better sod off, or else.
Calm down, Bryn. No one will be so stupid as to show up here after making such a mess. You'll have to excuse Bryn. None of us are in the best of moods lately. Someone has been sabotaging our equipment for the past few weeks, and it looks like it's a professional job. They seem to know perfectly well how to make life difficult for us. And after what happened last time, my people have had enough. They refuse to work. They don't want to risk their health. Bandits, probably. Or rebels from Kunakt. Although at this point, they're one and the same. The workers refuse to keep working. Not only do they feel threatened, but... well, there's no denying that not everyone from Kunakt is happy about what we're doing here. I can understand them, in a way. We made them destroy their own land.
They should just give up. If they piss Denham off, it's not going to be pretty.
Bryn, calm down, please. Remember why we're doing this. It's for their own good.
And we have our orders, for which we are held accountable. It's us or them.
The bandits used to come at night, destroy our equipment, and then disappear. But last time, they beat one of the guards unconscious. Poor sod was just lying there, like a tenderized steak for the whole night. He lost a lot of blood. And when we finally managed to wake him up...
it turned out that Aedwin wasn't himself anymore. His head was all messed up. Bastards.
Yes, he was delirious. Kept seeing strange things. He thought we wanted to hurt him.
We have to catch those scumbags.
Something needs to be done, that's for sure. But for now, we wait. Denholm doesn't want to give us any more guards. So, if you want to earn some money, We could use your help. One of the workers claims to have seen the direction those thugs ran. They're familiar with the area. They mentioned a cave. I'm not sure if this is a good lead, but it's worth checking out. So, what'll it be? That's good to hear. If you discover anything, come back to me, eh? I'll send someone to Denholm with a report. Good luck. Sure. I come from Camelot. My father and sister were both legionaries. They died in the north during the conflict there. If they could see me now, overseeing workers in Kunokt, they'd burst out laughing. They never had much respect for the people here. Thought they were stubborn and arrogant, always questioning the authority of the capital. But, truth be told, I've grown fond of them. They're strong folk, proud of their independence, and it suits them. These lands belonged to the Tarians for centuries, after all. They were once a proud house. Their founder, Palamedes, was one of the Knights of the Round Table. He had the once and the future king's trust. Now Camelot has no king, and Kunokt, well, it's as if it has no lord. Lord Yvain isn't like his ancestors. He plays politics. While even his father stayed clear of that. He always put Kunokt first. Yes, I've talked to a lot of folks here. They always say it's a shame that Yvain can't man up and make a decision. They wish they could trust their lord the same way they trusted the Tarians for centuries. But they see his doubt. And now they're starting to doubt themselves. They don't know if Kunokt is still their home, or something they've already lost. Orders from Legat Denholm. There's a good chance that the men here will eventually be brought with us to Camelot, just like the locals who chose to relocate to the capital. Once that happens, the weirdness will swallow this land, and then there'll be nothing left of this ancient tree. The weirdness always twists the most beautiful things into terrifying horrors, as if nothing beautiful is allowed to exist within it. That's why we're trying to save what we can, in one way or another. The magicians and alchemists in Camelot will put these materials to good use. You've never heard of Fulfar and Bondorka, have you? Those two settlements had a centuries-old agreement to share a single menhir. They hold it back and forth in a special trawl. Just ropes, wheels, logs, and raw human strength. Sure, their alliance fell apart in the end, but that was on the human side of things. My point is, Camelot's engineers have their own ways. They're damn good at what they do. This menhir is special. There's still a weird fire burning inside, though it's fading. The magicians want to study it. They want to figure out how to sustain that flame, or maybe even rekindle it. That knowledge could help restore menhirs that have already extinguished. As things in the north grow more tense with each passing day, the capital wants to be sure that when the weirdness comes close, Camelot will be protected. Life was easier back in Camelot.
Thanks. Sure. 10 gold coins. That's all I have. Did they now? I highly doubt it. Besides, I know these gauntlets. They're not sold. They're handed out by the quartermaster. Ulik paid shit for them. Oops. Fine. Yes, there's a story. An inside joke, you might say. So, one day, I'm on duty, and my stomach's a mess. Nature called, so I answered. Found some bushes. You know the drill. Only then did I realize there was nothing usable afterwards. No cloth on me, no leaves. Well, you get the idea. I had to use the gauntlets. When Ulik found out, he couldn't stop laughing. Ever since, whenever we're stationed apart, he finds a way to send me a new pair of gauntlets. This is my 3rd pair so far. I wonder what he tells Shinna to get yet another set out of her. That's the whole story. You can go now. That's because Ulik's a good friend. He wouldn't embarrass me, not even in front of strangers. But I was so damn bored, I figured, why not be honest with you? And I really wanted to see the look on your face. Worth it. Absolutely priceless. Sure. Thanks for the gauntlets.
Sorry. I wasn't expecting anyone. You'd be nervous too. If half of Connacht branded you and your husband as traitors. I wish Quill hadn't been so eager when Camelot was looking for workers. I told him people wouldn't be happy with us. But he just brushed me off. If he had just waited a bit, I could have told everyone. He was forced like the rest. As long as I don't go out too much. I mean, I don't think anyone would actually hurt me. Or at least I hope not, but still, it's hard. Being spat on by people you've known your whole life. I get that they're angry, but Quill and I aren't to blame. We just wanted a better life. That doesn't give them the right to make me afraid. In my own home. They haven't hurt me, no. But they broke our windows. Trampled my flowers. I barely leave the house anymore. Because I'm scared of what I'll come back to. We haven't done anything to them. We don't deserve this. So he won't be home for dinner. Again. Or the next few days, I suppose. Oh, bother. Fine. Fine, I'll go. Maybe she's got some news about when we're finally leaving. Thank you for coming. Here. Take this for the road. I just took it fresh from the oven. Not unless you can give our lord a swift kick in the arse. And get him to finally give the order to move. If this drags on any longer, we'll just leave on our own. And hope the road is kind. But thank you for asking. I hope the next time we talk, it's under better circumstances.
Hey, you need something? Make it quick. I've got a minute. She is? She never said anything. Damn it, Enora. It's been rough for us, but I didn't think it was that bad. Thank you for telling me. I'll speak to Cade or Sign. Maybe they'll come up with something. Here, I know it's not much, but it's all I can give you. You've done me a great favor. I won't forget it. All right, I should get back to it.
What's the point in working like that? Back in the old days, we respected each other's work. Alright, that's me. There's this cave dug out by the Connacht folk about 100 years ago. My old man told me it was meant to be a shelter in times of war or some other disaster. Yeah, I was there a couple of times when I was a kid. It used to be safer back then. Now it's all but abandoned. If you ask me, that's exactly where those folks who beat up the guard could be hiding.
You just can't keep away, can you? Are you really that desperate for me to send you crawling through some old tunnels again? Or is there something else you want from me, Then you're in dire need of someone to show you there are better ways to spend your evenings. Why don't you meet me in my tent after I finish up here? If you're that fond of getting dirty, I'm sure I can find a much more enjoyable way for you to do it. What do you say? Well then, at least I'll have something to look forward to. You came, and here I thought you'd wuss out. Now make yourself comfortable. It's not the peak of luxury, but at least I don't have to share with anyone. Oh, cried myself to sleep, obviously. Fortunately, I've found myself someone who's known for never backing down. I am ever so glad I avoided such crushing disappointment. Complained to Denholm. He doesn't want us getting too cozy, so a tent is all we get. Even him. Don't worry, we've all been living on top of each other so long, we've seen and heard it all. No one even bats an eye anymore. You don't beat around the bush, do you? Good. I wasn't planning to waste time talking anyway. Hey, good to see you. Everything all right? Sorry for leaving like that, but you were out cold. Didn't have the heart to wake you. Didn't think I'd wear you out that much, honestly. Anyway, thanks. Had a good time. Yeah, I could tell. But I'm glad. I'd hate to disappoint. Shit. Look, I like you. You're good company. But there's no us. We had a good night. Once. That's all. No, we couldn't. I'm sorry if I gave you the wrong idea, but I'm not looking for anything serious. It's not you. I'm just not made that way. Better to leave it where it is and move on, all right? Now, there must be something else you needed.
Oh, the brain of a truly unique creature, though I do pity its existence. The conflict between such opposing instincts must be such a torment. Nakalevi are hybrids created by the Red Priests, certainly a cross between redcaps and goats, though other animals were likely involved in the experiments. Regardless, thank you. I'm glad you came out unscathed. Here's your payment. Thank you. I trust you took the necessary precautions. The plague is known for its high contagion rate. I must admit, this is an important moment for me, for various reasons. I will soon begin the brain examination. Thank you again. Poor soul. I only hope his consciousness completely vanished, sparing him any awareness of this nightmare. Since the weirdness began to re-emerge, cases like this have sadly become more common. Thank you. I hope that through these studies I can better understand the connection between our biology and the weirdness. So, it seems we're almost done. But I must ask for your help with one last matter. Before we met, I made contact with Dalriata trappers who agreed to get me the brain of an ice weaver. Out of their group, only 2 survived. Let's just say they've been making some threats. I need you to go to the exchange for me. Can I count on you? They belong to the Svein tribe, but were banished for some reasons. To be honest, I don't care. I just wanted a group of folks who knew the Forlorn Swords well. I assumed they could handle it without too much trouble. Don't expect a warm reception. They're cold, harsh people, and given their current emotional state, well, it's a dangerous mix. We initially planned to meet in a location I could easily access, but after what happened to their folks, they've made some specific demands. Here's the location and the gold I promised them for the task. Don't try to negotiate. The amount has already been agreed upon. Once it's done, find me. I'll be nearby. However, I'd prefer not to attend the meeting. It might unnecessarily escalate the situation. Until next time.
If you're trying to intimidate me, it's not working. I know I messed up. It was all going so well at the beginning. Then, at some point, one of those idiots went off the rails, attacking a Camalosian god. Senseless. I don't know what you're planning to do with this information, but I don't want anyone to suffer because of it. Well, I appreciate your discretion. Thank you. I guess I should head off to get the workers the spare parts to fix their equipment. I'll also put in a good word for you with Denholm. I'll tell him you're trustworthy. That might prove useful for you.
Got something for me to look at? What? That's amazing. What materials did he use? What else was needed? Did he tell you how to make it? Oh my, I have so many questions. But those can wait. First things first. For this, I will need your help, my friend. Once more, as always. So, shall we begin? Okay then. Let's see if those Stone Warden legends have a grain of truth in them. I suppose that's it. Surprising how simple it is to look into someone's heart and tear it out, isn't it? It's different. Everything looks a bit like it's mired in fog. But I don't feel bad. In fact, I feel good. I feel stronger. I guess more will become clear with time. For now, I'll just have to wait and see. The measure of my debt to you is 2 hearts. I don't know how a man could ever repay something like that. I'll be going back to work. Visit me sometime. Don't be a stranger.
Hello again. What do you need today? What about it? You found it? Ho ho ho! Quite elegant indeed. It just needs one small adjustment. Do you know how many legends and songs I've heard about this Robbie guy? Oh, what a remarkable marksman he was. Splitting an arrow already lodged in the bullseye with his own during a tournament. What a story. But did anyone actually see it happen? Why make up nonsense when there are just as good or even better living archers out there? One of them lives right here in Connacht. Why not write songs about him? A bandit is a bandit, and yet here we are turning a thief and murderer into some sort of romantic hero. Some hero. I gave my word, didn't I? And do you know who breaks their word? People without honor, thieves and bandits. No one would ever call me that. Everyone knows I keep my promises.
The lost knowledge of lost people, rotting away in the bowels of lost Connacht. I've often wondered if these scrolls would ever see the light of day again. I only knew they existed, hidden away. My old master once planned to retrieve them, but, well, as for me, I've long known that a burning curiosity can easily lead to immolation. Thank you for bringing them to me. Now we can keep each other company as we rot away to oblivion. Let's see. The raspberries. We'll save those for later. Very nutritious. Perfect for the after effects. Nutrition is key, my brave friend. I'll make jam so delicious it'll knock your boots off. You'll thank me later. Wait and see. Now, it's time for us to embark on this shared journey into the self. See you on the other side.
Oh, the king himself! I am unworthy. Oh, forgive me. How wretched I am. Yes, maggot, but I am a worthless maggot. You are here to help? The maggot cannot be helped. The worthless maggot betrayed its family. It ate their carrion. There are no more druids. There is no Murig. What is left is the maggot. I ate them. The vile maggot ate the druids, then ate Murig. And now the maggot is all that's left. The maggot was born when Murig pointed to where his brothers were. Yes, and thus the maggot was born. The maggot doesn't deserve to live. Would you like to kill the maggot? The maggot doesn't want to live. Murig gave birth to the maggot. The maggot ate Murig. But the maggot doesn't want to live. Kill the maggot! But the maggot doesn't want to live. It doesn't deserve mercy. It doesn't deserve forgiveness. Kill the maggot. The maggot doesn't know if it can. The maggot wants this pain to end. Kill the maggot. Murik is here, inside the maggot. Murik was silent until now. Murik notices your presence. Murik is awakening. The maggot will try. It will seek Murik inside itself and talk to him. Murik should be wiser than the maggot.
Oh, there you are. What a journey it was, huh? And that King Arthur at the very end. That I did. If I remember correctly, I was trying to convince him to kill me, but I didn't really want it. I just couldn't speak. Because it kind of wasn't me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Because the wise king was wiser than me. He didn't let me die. He just said, actually, I don't remember what he said, but I feel like I've spent ages in icy water, and now I can finally warm myself by the fire. Now, the world is going to change, my world at least. And that's all thanks to you. I am eternally grateful for that. Oh, it helped, believe me. A good trip shakes things loose I've forgotten, things I didn't even know I knew. And it turns out it's not a scroll, but a tablet split in half. One part was guarded by the druids, and the other was taken by the priestesses for safekeeping. A smart move, considering that back in the day, both the druids and the priestesses held equal power in this region. I know where you can find the part that belonged to the druids. At Sagramor's castle. He wasn't exactly a pleasant fellow, and I have no idea how the druidic half of the tablet ended up in his possession. About 200 years ago, his castle literally sank underground, and all that remains are some grim legends. But my subconscious doesn't lie. My master etched Sagramor's name onto it, so it must be the only place where that part of the tablet could be. You'd have to ask Nianti about that. She's much more knowledgeable when it comes to all that priestess stuff. Ailey's a good girl, but she's up to her elbows in work, and I doubt she's had time to dig deeper into the history of their order. So, that leaves Niante as your best option anyway. They say he dreamed of becoming the next King Arthur, and did everything he could to live up to the name. Along the way, he encountered 3 witches posing as druids who promised him eternal life. It's likely they were quite powerful, and Sagramor struck a deal with them, because, as I mentioned, one day his kingdom simply vanished from the surface of Avalon. Many adventurers have tried to find his castle. After all, how could such a massive structure just disappear? But, as you can imagine, none ever succeeded. I can only hope you will. Most of the old scriptures point to the north of Connacht, near the old water dam. Of course, near could mean 1 mile or 10. Druids weren't exactly known for precise directions. Still, that's your best bet. You'll know you're close when the air feels heavy, like the past is still clinging to the place. That's how it usually is with old druid stuff.
Finally, you've been gone long enough. A berserker potion. Ah, now you're talking my language. Let me have it. This looks serious. Real warrior stuff. Varel knows what she's talking about, no doubt about that. I'll brew this up myself. You've done me a good turn here. Maybe I'll even let you taste the first batch, if it doesn't knock me flat first. You know, I might not be everything I used to be. But maybe that's all right. A soldier who can't fight isn't much of a soldier, is he? Still, you've done your part. I'll make it count. Thank you. Truly. Huh. If only my lads were as dutiful and dependable as you are. A man grows old, but he stays a fool, holding on to the idea that service means something. That being a soldier is a calling. But the young ones, they don't see it like that anymore. Oh, something happened all right. I had a second-in-command named Gert. Good lad. Or so I thought. Trusted him like a son. And what does he do? He deserts! Can you believe it? The last person I'd ever suspect of such betrayal. Unless, of course, there's something I don't know. Some of the lads said he'd been acting strange lately. Then again, maybe it was just nerves, afraid of getting caught in the act. Honestly, I don't know what to think anymore. I'm not. But what else could explain his absence? I see what's happening here in Connacht. We don't know how long this mission will take, and Gert, well, he was real close with his family. His wife had a bun in the oven when he left. Maybe he got sick of waiting for Denham to grant him leave and just went. Yeah, we do. Pure gold. Never thought I'd see the day I'd be handed a purse for Gert's head. But if you find him, that gold is yours. I know my duty, and I'll do it. Even if it breaks my heart. Because they're Denham's soldiers, not mine. I can't command them. They'd need leave to go into the field, and extra pay for finding Gert. And with those infected with the Red Death roaming the countryside, I doubt Denham's letting anyone out. But you? Seems you've got no problem wandering the wilderness. I'd owe you for that. Maybe he just got lost on patrol. Gert's never been known for his sense of direction. Or maybe the weird night caught out there, and he couldn't find his way back. Either way, I'd pay for any news, good or bad. At least then I'd know what to tell his wife. I just hope Gert hasn't met some terrible fate. I'll await your return.
Oh? You managed to extract coherent information from that druid who insists he isn't a druid? Remarkable. In any case, this truly is good news, especially for us. A ritual that works on one menhir should work on all of them. You must bring the tablets to me, not to him. We'll use them in Camelot for many menhirs, ensuring the safety of nearly the whole population of Avalon.
If you give them to Maggot, only Connacht would benefit. Do you really want to doom all of Avalon for the sake of one small town?
So you've seen what happened with your own eyes. I shouldn't. But maybe the Menhir's reaction to your arrival was a sign from the All-Mother. Maybe you are someone who can help. You asked me before whose grave it is. I come here because it's a reminder of how I failed those who counted on me, and I should feel sorrow, guilt, something. But the truth is, I lost part of myself long before Maeve was taken. I stand here. I wait for a feeling to appear, and nothing comes to me. Not ever. At the corrupted temple, something happened when I was still a priestess out there. I feel like something was taken from me, ripped from my very soul. And I've been hearing her voice ever since. Lorelia. And it seems you've only scratched the surface of her purpose. You need to return. Speak to her again, but this time ask directly about me. Who am I to her? Why is she calling? There's something she knows. Something I can't piece together alone. I wouldn't ask this of you if it weren't important. Whatever connection I had to Lorelia, it's tied to what I lost at that temple. If you can find that thread and pull it free, perhaps we'll both find the answers we need. If you want to help me, I need you to go to the corrupted temple, find her, find out what she wants from me. Thank you. Whatever this is, it has haunted me long enough. All-Mother, guide you.
Ah, a fine day for business. And perhaps for bargains, too. That's terrific news. I must say I'm impressed. Getting that lot to agree on anything is not a small feat. Now, we can really get started. Ailey will stay on as head of the hospital. But with steady finances and a reliable supply of medicine, it should take a lot of the burden off her shoulders. In the meantime, we'll turn this endeavor into a truly profitable business. You know, I've got to say, it's been a real pleasure working with you. The whole of Connacht will owe you a great deal.
You can see me, hear me. How strange. That's not how it's meant to be. I decide who sees, who hears, yet here you are, unbidden. Why? Ah, Niante, the fractured one. Yes, she feels the void, doesn't she? The emptiness, where her compassion once dwelled. What she cast away? A fragment, a spark. Hers, yet no longer hers. It clings to me now, bound in service to the All-Mother. And does she need it? Truly? Compassion can be a burden, a chain that weighs down the soul. I held it for her because she could not bear it. She gave it to me. Is that what she told you? That I stole it like a thief in the night? No. It was her despair, her doubt, that cast it away. I merely caught it. Because the All-Mother does not abandon her children. Niante's compassion is a spark, a light meant to guide her. Without it, she stumbles in darkness. But to reclaim it, she must prove herself. It is not a gift freely given. It must be earned. Then she must prove herself worthy. That fragment is steeped in corruption. To return it as it is would destroy her. Take this. It holds what she has lost. Bring it to the All-Mother's altar and cleanse it in her light. Only then will it be safe to return. Go, and tell Nianti this. The fire she extinguished still burns, but only she can decide whether to let it consume her or warm her soul. The All-Mother holds all wisdom. In her womb, the threads of destiny intertwine, the tides flow to the rhythm of her heartbeat. In prayer, you will find greater wisdom than in all the scrolls and books of the world.
Laurelia's voice, it's different now. I take it you're the reason for that. So, this is it. The piece of myself I've been missing all this time. It feels familiar, yet strange and deeply corrupted. If it truly is mine, I cannot leave it in this state. If I try to retrieve part of my soul from this thing, it will poison me as much as it heals me. She's right. Surprising, considering the things she's whispered to me all this time. Meet me at the statue of the All-Mother. There, in her light, I will perform the cleansing ritual. You've already done so much for me, but I must ask for one more thing. Your presence. This is something I can't... This isn't something I can face alone. Thank you. May the All-Mother guide us both. The All-Mother's light will reveal the truth, or burn it away. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Oh, hello. Are you real, or just another shadow of this place? My name is Nianti. I don't know how long I've been here, but something's wrong. I don't know why I'm here or why I can't leave. I came to the All-Mother's temple not that long ago, I think. They said I had a gift. They said I had the power to heal. I wanted to use it to help, to serve. But one day something changed. Corruption seeped into the temple, into me. I tried to fight it, to cleanse myself in her light, but I failed. I tried to escape, but I couldn't. And now I'm here. But that can't be the whole story, can it? What? That can't be true. How could I serve when I'm trapped here? How could I help anyone when I'm incomplete? Tell me, what's left of me out there? Is it enough? Needed? Maybe that's true if I still have the power to heal, or perhaps my purpose isn't lost. Perhaps I can still serve. Thank you. You've given me the clarity I've lacked for so long. Whatever path I'll take, I'll walk it with purpose. So, this is what it feels like to be whole again. It's strange. Like I've been walking in a fog all these years, blind to what I'd lost. And now, the light is so clear. I feel as I always should have: compassion, care, hope, all the things I pushed away out of fear. They were never weaknesses, they were my strength. First, I will return to the people of Kunat. They deserve the priestess I promised to be, not the bitter shell I became. You have done more for me than I ever could have asked for. You reminded me of who I truly am. For that, I will always be grateful. No, you didn't. The All-Mother guided us both. But now it's up to me to carry this forward. Thank you, truly. There is much to do, but this time I will face it with open arms and a whole heart.
Why?
Are you wondering if I, too, had a torrid affair with a court musician? No. The only bard we had was Taliesin. He was old, smelled of stale wine, and had a beard down to his knees. I'm quite certain all those tales of his beauty came from him alone. The court itself was not my favorite place to be. The intrigues, the manipulations. At times, they almost made me long for the battlefield.
Oh, it's you. It's really great that you're here. I meant that I might need your help with a few small things, and that's why I'm glad to see you. And don't worry, this time it's not about replacing an ill heart. As far as I can tell, the one I got from you, it's doing just fine. Oh, that's kind of you to ask. And, well, truth be told, things are a bit different. My body feels stronger. Honestly, I've never worked better. Urfir's even started giving me these suspicious looks, like I'm about to take over his forge and business. But it's different when it comes to my thoughts and dreams. They're confusing at times. I'm not sure how to put it into words. Hi. And I'll be grateful to you for that until the end of my days. I'd prefer to keep it to myself, at least for now. And, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so awkward. I want to make something for a person dear to my heart. A battle hammer. Proper blacksmith's craftsmanship. Urfir will appreciate such work, no doubt. But I need a few things to get started. For the shaft, I want to use black alder, a tree that grows in the swamp. As for the rest of the materials, I still need to think about that. Once you bring me the wood, I'll have a better idea of what else is needed. Thank you. And just be careful out there, I wouldn't want anything to happen to you because of some stupid piece of wood.
Hello again. If you need anything specific, feel free to ask. Thank you. How's Walter? I hope he didn't greet too hard when you made him part with him. Brother Ismat? A red priest? What for? Don't tell me he wanted to burn them for being indecent. Oh, so Kai does condemn thievery after all. I can never keep track. No matter. As long as the books are back where they belong. Thank you for helping. No many folks around here would have had my back like that. Here, take some gold as a reward, and I'll make sure you get a discount next time. One more thing. I can see you're alright, and I hope I can trust you. We need to talk. No, this time. I'm not in the mood to even joke about that. This time, it's serious. A matter of life and death, you could say. There's a stone tablet in Lord Yvain's manor. A Delrida relic. And I need you to get it for me. The tablet was made by the Theud tribe and given to House Tarion as a token of friendship between the Delrida and the people of Cunacht. It's cursed, I suppose. Look, I'm no Theud. I don't pretend to understand their magic. But I do know the tablet causes nightmares. The thicker the weirdness, the worse they get. And, well, we all know what happened to Lady Maeve. If that tablet killed her, it can't stay in the manor. Aye, if I'd known, I would have said something. But I didn't. No until the Stone Wardens reached out to me a while ago, asking if I could petition Lord Yvain to return the tablet to the Delrida. I own a bookshop. I don't exactly have the social standing to march into Yvain's manor and demand he hand over an ancient artifact, do ya? Ask any Ulf, and they'll tell you the whole Theud tribe isn't honourable, just because they use magic. They'll also call the Volker a bunch of raving lunatics. But while I don't put much stock in prejudice, it does feel wrong. Maybe it should, but it's also history. If the Stone Wardens are right, this tablet is one of the oldest examples of Theud craftsmanship. A piece of Delrida magic that survived on Avalon for centuries. Still, if it comes down to it, if it's a choice between taking it or leaving it behind to do more harm, destroy it. I'll deal with the Stone Wardens afterwards. No everybody gets an open door invitation to the Lord's Manor just for showing up in Cunicht, you know. It's not like I haven't tried. I spoke to that snake, Anselm, but he practically threw me out the gate. He set a price so high, I'd have to sell my bookshop and still come up short. When I told him about the danger, he accused me of lying. Said I need to learn how to haggle. What a smug, spineless wee worm. You know, I was just going to ask you to talk to Anselm for me. But if breaking in is what you prefer, I'll only stop you. Just try not to get caught, alright? That would be embarrassing for both of us.